Hello, hello. Welcome on into another episode of the Whiskey Crusaders. I'm Will.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Matt.
On this Saturdays the Core series, we're exploring SoCo, otherwise known as Southern Comfort.
Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and click that notification bell. Matt, it's not a whiskey. Tell us what it's about.
It's not Southern Comfort. It's a category of one, genuine, but mine. So, Southern Comfort, definitely not a whiskey. If you go to the Keller Tavern, they cannot put it on your list of whiskeys because it's not a whiskey. All right, like I said, Southern Comfort, original category of one. Martin Wilkes Heron was born in 1850 in Ireland, whose father was a boat builder. And why that's important, no one knows nor cares. Anyway, he moved to America shortly thereafter, became a bartender in New Orleans. His customers complained of the harsh flavors of whiskey. Of course, when this came out, whiskey was, as we all know, not the greatest thing in the whole wide world. They threw it in a barrel, threw some of the crap in it. It was pretty harsh, pretty nasty. A lot of times it was really barely, mostly moonshine and some other nasty crap thrown in, or barely aged white dog, essentially. So, what does he want to do? Let's make it take it smoother and better. So, like I said, he worked at this place called McCauley's Tavern in the Lower Garden District. It's about 2 miles south of the French Quarter in Louisiana. So, they're in New Orleans. So, at that time, he decided to come up with this cool thing, add some very nice herbs and things to smooth it out, some sugars and fun stuff. Called it the Cuff and Buttons, but the name's stupid and no one liked it. So, they called it the Southern Comfort after that because no one can remember that. I want the Cuff and Buttons. No one can remember that name because it's ridiculous. So, good news, they did change it. Like I said, so that was very difficult. So, in 1899, he moved to Memphis, began selling it to a 2-bottle limit per person. And it was so good, like I said, he came up with the slogan, no genuine but mine, won the gold medal at the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair, which also Jack Daniels also won a gold medal that year for the whiskey category. So beginning with a good inch, he says, of vanilla bean, about a quarter of lemon, half a cinnamon stick, 4 cloves, a few cherries, and orange bitter. He let it soak for a few days and add some honey. That's at least the way he did it back in the day. After that, he decided there's this horrible thing called Prohibition, and it closed, which sucked. Just want to let you know, Prohibition sucks. All right. So then this guy named Francis Fowler came and bought the brand up after Prohibition ended. They put this thing called the Woodland Plantation. Now you can see the Woodland Plantation is not on this bottle because this bottle is unfortunately not that old. Now that plantation was on the bottle from the 1930s to 2010 when they decided, oh no, we can't have plantations on bottles, God forbid. So it took it off. And so now it's a bed and breakfast, which is, really cool. So, it is what it is. So 1979, part of that, Brown Foreman bought it, and they decided, we wouldn't want the whiskey as the base mark. Let's make it great neutral spirits. What a great choice that was. Thanks, guys. And good news, I opened this up because this is an old bottle, and this is an old Brown Foreman bottle. It says currently in 2016 was sold to Sazerac. But prior to selling to Sazerac, they had said, what should we do? Let's add flavors to SoCo. So they added cherry, lime, gingerbread, and tabasco. Those sound great. But you can still find them. So don't worry, we have some so we can review them just for you guys. I know Will's excited about this. All right, like I said, sold in 2016 to Sazerac. Sazerac says, you know what? We don't want GNS as the base mark because this was originally a whiskey-based product. So now the new products are whiskey-based. This was GNS with flavoring of a whiskey in it. It sounds a little scary. Don't worry, there's also mixed cans of it. You can sell also a malt version of this in non-liquor stores. And you can get it at the Opens in His Club in St. Louis there at 1900. And won some more lovely medals back then. In fact, it was so popular during World War II that some people named their B-17s the Southern Comfort, and they bombed the shit out of Germany. So good job, guys. All right, so this is some more fun facts about it. In 1950s, occurred the Southern Comfort, the Party Book, and the Recipe Book. So they were one of the original guys to put those out, and those fun little magazines are there for the ladies' cocktail parties. And it was Janis Joplin's absolute favorite whiskey, of course, not really whiskey. And it was so famous they gave her a fur coat to celebrate that. So that was very nice of them. So like I said, really glad that Sazerac now owns this, and in 2017 added whiskey back as a base. All right, so what's this version? This is the Brown Foreman version. This is 35%. This was not whiskey-based. This is GNS-based, added with fruits and spices. They don't tell you which ones. Essentially, it's bourbon, peach schnapps added together. I used to make that in college because I was so poor I couldn't buy Southern Comfort. I bought Old Crow and I put peach schnapps together in my own Southern Comfort because it was a great choice. So like I said, some cocktails is the Comfort and Cola, the Bloodi Mardi, the Frozen Hurricane, the category of one. And it said it's the flavor of whiskey made very comfortable, and that's why they have Southern Comfort. All right, let's see what we think of this beautiful Southern Comfort GNS-based version. So, don't worry, we'll get to the other versions. There's an 80 proof and a 100 proof version, and a new 70 proof whiskey base. So let's see what we think.
To me, this smells like a non-whiskey maker tried to put together the whiskey flavors using
other things. And
Yeah, I
not-
could see that.
And
It
not
reminds me of
like,
rock candy. Like that's
Yeah.
the first thing I get is like the old like that. What's that one review that Eric sent us? The Horstatler's old fashioned. You know, it
Rock
reminds
and
me
Rye?
of that.
Yeah,
Except for that's actually whiskey based, and I think probably better.
but
Yeah.
it's cherry, but it's artificial cherry sweetness.
It has to get like peach, apricot, tangerine, even white
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very fruity.
caramel, vanilla, little Smarties.
and then spun sugar. My
Mhm.
goodness, just
So much sugar.
Lots
sweet.
of sugar. So yay.
Okay,
I
looking
don't.
forward to
I
this
like the
one.
nose. Nice. The nose is nice.
The nose is not off-putting, and there's a little bit of bitter component in there, maybe like that cinnamon allspice note.
This is what I used to drink when I wasn't supposed to be drinking stuff out of mom and dad's liquor cabinet.
Yeah, it's also really good in eggnog. I know it was we always put this in eggnog with my parents. And then you add nutmeg on top. It's delicious. In fact, you can buy a non-alcoholic version of the eggnog at the grocery store. That's
Oh.
Southern Comfort brand.
What was I thinking?
Oh, it's very sweet.
What was I thinking?
It ends with a little bit of a bitter component.
It really
That's
does have a bitterness
Straight
to it.
up Smarties flavor.
Uh-huh. Straight up
Yeah,
sweetness.
like wow, that is
Yeah, mixed
incredibly
berry
Smarties. Rock candy, Smarties, little peach, apricot, vanilla.
Yep.
A little bit
It's even got
caramel,
that chalkiness
tangerine.
of Smarties.
Mhm.
It really does. It's super sugary. I had to open this up for you guys just to review this. It has not been opened in many years. I think it's probably from like 2014. But yeah,
So in 1998, 99, 2000, who owned it in
Brown Foreman.
Brown Foreman? So
Yeah.
that's what I was drinking then.
Yes. So yeah, this is a new version, which I do have for us to review soon, is the whiskey-based version. So I'm interested to compare this to the whiskey-based version and see how much it changed. So I'm sure you'll be also excited about going to a whiskey-based version.
Yeah, for sure.
I-
William's pouring it back into the bottle.
Yeah, you're gonna get this one back.
I figured that. But don't worry, you have a 175 for this to drink. Yay.
Oh boy. All
You
right.
need to mix with your eggnog. You know the place to come to.
Seriously. All right. It's sweet. It's
Mhm.
not whiskey. Remember
No,
that.
it's not. I like it. It's fun.
Even the whiskey based one. No whiskey.
True.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and click that notification bell. Come hang out with us live on Monday night and check out the Patreon for behind the scenes fun. And until next time,
Keep on crusading for better liquids in your glass.
cheers. Sarah says she's done with that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what almost reminds me of Bren?
Oh, this reminds you of what?
I could see that.
Bren.
Bren.
Oh, okay. I
Weird.
could see that.
I'd almost compare this to Bren just for the shits and giggles of that video.
Yeah, or like blind.